Die.
Oh crap. Forgot who has knockdown. Ah! Crap. No! Okay, well that didn't go very well. Absolutely game. Hello everyone, welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. You join me here with Mr. House at Lucky 38 and we are on the eve of battle. So we've taken out the Brotherhood, we've got the Boomers on side, we've dealt with the Omertas who were going to be a problem, and we have set everything up for the Securitron army. So I'm just going to do a quick equipment check. Yeah, because my leather armour is almost broken. So let's put the Armoured Vault 13 jumpsuit on. Why not? And my fancy laser rifle seems like a good shout. So yep, all good and ready to go. So this will progress fairly similarly to how it did with Yes Man. We're going to be doing basically the same thing, which is fighting on the side of the NCR and then installing a override chip again to activate the Securitrons at the fort. So yes, right.
The Legion's assault could begin at any moment.
Indeed. Let's get this done.
We've accomplished a great deal, you and I. One last task and our work is complete. I'll see you in the control room.
Okay. So, yep, we're committing to fight for Mr. House in the battle. If there's anything you want to do before we cross. So, yep, point of no return. Let's do it. So, yep, I haven't actually completed this before, certainly not on PC. But there we go. So I have a Securitron friend, and we've started all or nothing.
You must get to the control room and install the override chip.
I know. So yeah, all or nothing, which is another kind of gambling term, so obviously very much on point. And yeah, the cans are fighting the NCR because we kind of ignored them this time around. Oh, I don't know how that was a sneak attack, but apparently that was a sneak attack. Nice. Squirrel on a stick. Oh, I'm good, thanks. So yeah, the NCR don't mind me. I will take 3 weight rounds, right enough. So it's not this one, is it? It's the next one. Oh yeah, because those guys up here. This is a very nice gun. Yep, say hello to my very large friend. Well done. Oh, here they come. There's the Boomers. Thanks, guys. Here we go. Ah, it's always good when that happens. So, yep, the Boomers have just obliterated the other side of the dam. They're off now. Centurions. Right. Apparently got karma for that one. Wait. You actually killed my Spiritron. Asshole. Ooh, and I got an update on the dismembering quest. Like the stats, that's fun. I'm gonna actually, because there might be Legion guys in here. Is this? That's the elevator one. Get lost in Hoover Dam. There we go. Yeah, so there's a control panel thingy in here somewhere. And a bunch of dead Legion.
Stop right there. No one is allowed into the control room. You shouldn't be here. It's
But-
best if you just move along.
Colonel Moore's in trouble. You better go and help.
Damn it all to hell! Let's go!
Bye. Easy peasy. And let's get this big console here. Activate, install the override chip.
I knew you'd make it. Resourceful as always.
Glad you have faith in me,
The
Mr.
override
House.
module is functioning properly. I'm rerouting power to the Securitron vault at the fort as we speak.
Good.
I just need you to head over to the east power plant and manually activate the switch. When you return topside, I think you'll see that my Securitron army is a little more than the Legion was prepared to handle.
Brilliant.
Oh, and before you go, grab that printout spooling from the console here. Those papers set the terms for the NCR's unconditional surrender. I thought you might enjoy the honor of presenting them to the NCR's commanding officer once the Legion has been defeated. Cheers.
There we go. No added order of withdrawal. I wonder if I can read that. So yeah, he's basically... Yep, here we go. To General Oliver, or highest ranking survivor, to the NCR President, to the NCR Council, from Robert Edwin House. As Chief Executive of the Free Economic Zone of New Vegas, I hereby demand the immediate withdrawal of all NCR military personnel from New Vegas and its surrounding territories. Yes, all military personnel includes NCR Rangers. New Vegas and its surrounding territories includes but is not limited to Hoover Dam, McCarran International Airport, Helios 1 and the El Dorado substation. It is important to note that my vast army of heavily armed Securitrons has been rather inflexibly programmed to respond to acts of aggression with overwhelming force. For examples of heavily armed and overwhelming force, I will refer you to the pitiless campaign of extermination my Securitrons will have visited upon Caesar's Legion by the time you are reading this document. Any NCR military personnel who do not withdraw from New Vegas and its territories will be seen as committing an act of aggression. NCR civilians are not subject to this order of withdrawal. They may visit New Vegas freely, enjoying all that the Vegas Strip has to offer. So long as NCR military personnel comply with this order to withdraw, electricity and water will continue to flow from Hoover Dam to the NCR. Electricity 5 caps per kilowatt hour, water 5 caps per gallon. The NCR Council's Office of Budget will receive invoices bi-weekly. Prices are subject to change without notice. Cordially, Robert Edwin House, Chief Executive, Free Economic Zone of New Vegas. So, there we go. So this is what we have to give to General Oliver once we've dealt with the Legion. In no uncertain terms, the NCR are to leave and not look back. So yeah, it's that's going to be an interesting conversation. And then, like Yes Man did before, House appears on all the monitors as we go. Oh, there's some Legion. I mean, really starting to feel like the NCR would not have much of a chance without me. Well, this isn't the way I'm supposed to be going. Where? What? Yeah, I need. Aye, that's collapsed, so I need to go round. That makes sense. There we go. Right, we'll go and press another button. Turn on the switch. Yep. And then we get to go and see what's going to happen at the fort. Now that we've switched on all the scaretrons. It's going to be good. Right here. And yep, the fort is on fire. Everything's on fire. Oh crap. Oh, I'm actually in a bit of trouble here. Hang on. You know, you probably do better if you move forward a bit. For crying out loud. Seems to have there we go. Yeah, this laser rifle definitely seems to have like a higher crit chance or something. I don't think I've ever used it before. So that's interesting. Have a little snack. Ooh, jalapeno poppers. Or peppers. It's not actually, that's just the straight up eating the peppers, but you know what? It's all good. Perfect. Right, now we're getting a bit more healthy. And there's more Securitrons up ahead. More stim packs, get myself a little bit healthier. So yeah, I think for this one it might be fun to actually like fight the Legate rather than just talking round. Because again, it just feels like shouldn't be so easy to talk around. That's kind of my view. It seems like there should be anti-material rifle. I can carry that. Not that I intend to use it, but I'm quite happy with this guy. You know, like you could have. I don't know. I just feel like that, like you should have some kind of proof or something more than just a kind of speech check that it's pretty easy to manipulate things to guarantee that you pass it. Even with a charisma stat of 1, it's a bit of a wee bit of an odd one. But you know, he's made out to be this absolute badass, murderous, you know, he's just like he'll kill his own guys even if you know, if they do something he doesn't agree with, yeah. You know, they even say that he's not actually on the side of the Legion. He doesn't really care about the Legion, he's just personally loyal to Caesar. So, you know, having him in charge, it just seems a bit, oh, for goodness sake. Do not need to see up all your skirts, lads. That's anyway. Into the camp we go. Although apparently my Securitrons are not actually going to follow me. But that's okay. Bye. This laser rifle. Next time I'm doing a playthrough for myself, I'm gonna have to remember to go and get it from Vault 22 because I've never used this gun before. Kind of forgot it existed until I found it by accident. So nice. Right. There we go. Right, big man.
An envoy of Vegas, yet you carry yourself for battle. If so, you cannot truly be of that city of cowards.
Yeah, let's say that. If you think you've got any chance of taking her down, you
Many
are wrong.
graves in the East are filled with those who said as much, with braver words, not backed by strength. It is Kaiser's will this gate to the west bear the flag of the Legion. Kaiser's will shall be done.
Okay, I'm here to kill you. Legion ends here.
Enough words, then. Let our strength settle this. Die.
Oh, crap. Forgot he has knockdown. Ah! Crap. No! Okay, well that didn't go very well.
An envoy of Vegas.
Yep, I'm here to kill you.
Enough.
Oh, misfortune just turned up. Haha, nice. What is happening?
Come on!
What is happening?
Had enough?
Okay. Go away. Oh, Caesar's Legion Infamy, really? What in the heck just happened? Guys, can we just hold on a sec, please?
Had enough?
Right. That's... yes, head. Goodbye. Finger leg instead, I have no idea what's happening here. Well, somebody's still shooting. Excuse you. Bye. Okay. So that was just absolute chaos. Right, you're just a veteran legionary. You're a veteran. What happened to Legate Linnaeus? Is he Praetorian Guard? What the? Oh, is that him? Is he glitching? I think. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that back and oh, for God's sake. Get up. Your boss is dead. All your friends are dead. Get up. It's over. I think the legate has glitched into the ground, but I also think he is definitely dead. Yep, there's something weird happening there, so I think he's definitely dead. And, you know, we've killed him so hard that he's ended up going into the door locks. It's a fucking 10. Yep, there he is. So I can't even steal his helmet or anything because he's we killed him so hard with misfortune that he's ended up in like the 4th dimension or something. Anyway, yeah, so first attempt to fight the legate didn't go too well, but second attempt apparently went pretty well. Everything was on fire. But yeah. that was very weird. I'm gonna have to watch that back just to see if I can figure out what the hell happened, because that was wild. Right, here come the boys. General Oliver.
Caesar on the cross. Been a long time since I've seen the kind of work you've laid down today. A damn long time. And the screams of those Legion bastards as they kick dirt running east like a choir of angels to my ears. Speaking of, that crazy light show over the fort? What the fuck was that? Some kind of thumb of God you called down?
Something
amazing.
like that, yeah.
Fucking amazing. Could use 100 of you. Just scatter you over the east like jacks. Give those plum fucks the what for.
Mr. Harry sends his regards, Oliver. He's expanding.
What the hell are you on about? House? He's just a rumor on this trip. Never leaves this...
Look behind you.
What is this Brahmin shit? I'm not getting the feeling we're all about to sing Kumbaya here.
No. We're not going to sing, but I do have some paper for you to sign.
What the hell are you talking about? What is this? Free economic zone of New Vegas? What the hell does that mean? Oh, wait. Here we go. Demands NCR's immediate withdrawal.
Yep, bye.
Withdraw? Like fucking hell we're withdrawing. We just held the dam. We didn't do it to let it go.
Yeah, you did.
This paper of yours isn't fit to wipe my ass. If you think after all that's happened, I'm going to grab my ankles and take it like the Legion.
Let's see. Do we want to just be like, I took the dam with House's backing, or the terms are fair, refusing them would not be in your best interest?
You know I won't surrender the dam. And certainly not to the ghost man of Vegas and his new right hand of the week.
You will, because the alternative is worse and useless, much like NCR.
We held this place for years. Kicked one-legged out of here so hard Caesar burned him to a crisp. It's our post. We fought for it. I'll fight for it again today. If you're looking to convince me otherwise, you better have a lot more reasons than you just telling me to go.
Yeah, the fact that you're talking me with me, that's a typo. Says a lot about your willingness to fight.
True. Guess I'm a little too used to seeing Securitrons in Vegas to think they turn and be bad news. And I know how bad they can get. Look, House, Vegas, it's pretty. Got you blinded a bit maybe. But NCR's got perks too. Think about it before you sign on with him. And if you say no, keep in mind what that means. NCR may have its problems, but when we're riled, watch out.
Huh.
Well, at least I can talk to you unlike that bastard Caesar and his plate-faced general. It'll do. Guess sometimes you get the bull, other times you get the horns. Still, at least some lives got saved this day.
Okay, now GTFO. Please. Bye. Right. Hello, Mr. House.
You know, I've had thousands of employees in my time. Few met my expectations. Fewer still surpassed them. Your performance has been nothing short of spectacular. If I have need for a specialist of your stripe again, I'll know just where to turn. Back to Vegas, shall we? I really should do something about that monorail with all the new resources at hand. I can make sure it not only runs, but runs on time. Always bothered me, the imprecision. No need to worry about the General, by the way. He'll be held responsible, publicly disgraced. 36.5% probability of suicide, by my estimate. Kimball won't be able to save him. He'll be too busy getting thrown out of office. But less than a 3% chance of suicide, mind you. Vegas might see a dip in revenue for a few months, half a year. But soon enough, the tourists and their money will be pouring in. Vegas will be a shining jewel in the middle of the desert, an oasis of light, a beacon to show mankind the way to the stars. This is just the start, you see. This is where it all begins.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. Mr. House's Securitron army took control of Hoover Dam and the Strip, pushing both the Legion and the exhausted NCR out of New Vegas. Mr. House continued to run New Vegas his way, a despotic vision of pre-war glory. The streets were orderly, efficient, cold. New Vegas continued to be the sole place in the wasteland where fortunes were won and lost in the blink of an eye. The courier, fair and kind-hearted to those in the wasteland, ensured that Mr. House would keep New Vegas stable and secure for future generations. Mr. House afforded her every luxury at his disposal in the Lucky 38, both out of gratitude and a quiet pride in his choice of lieutenants.
Mr. House showed little interest on the boomers, who eventually began venturing out to Nellis to meet and trade with travelers.
Buried beneath tons of rubble, the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel was no more. Those few who were outside the Hidden Valley bunker when it was destroyed settled into new lives, or headed west to find a new chapter to join.
The Fiends staged an attack against Camp McCarran during the Second Battle of Hoover Dam. During the NCR's retreat, the Fiends overwhelmed many of the troopers before Mr. House's Securitrons could deal with them.
After Mr. House gained control of New Vegas, he sent a Securitron to Good Springs as a token of appreciation for helping the courier. Victor was a mixed blessing, however, as he continually monitored the town for Mr. House.
Flush with his victory, Mr. House sent Securitrons into Freeside, thinking to increase his control over the area. When fighting broke out, the Kings fought valiantly, but were no match for the armored killing machines, and were wiped out to the last man.
Oh, that's
Though
sad.
Novak was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novak's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, feral ghouls, overflowing from the Repcon test site, ravaged the weakened town.
After Hoover Dam, the leaderless powder gangers at the correctional facility vanished into the wastes, leaving the prison empty. The correctional facility became another abandoned ruin in the wasteland, its carcass occasionally picked over by enterprising prospectors.
Armed with a wide array of improvised explosives and stolen weapons, the Vault 19 powder gang tormented the Mojave wasteland for years. Citizens of the NCR were favorite targets, and they always suffered the worst fates.
After Hoover Dam, Sheriff Myers runs Prim with his own style of frontier justice. He deals with most folks fairly, but now and then someone winds up dead with little to no evidence against them.
And so the Courier's Road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
There we go. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing to note when at the end there Mr. House says, so yeah, General Oliver, 36.5% chance of suicide, and he suspects that Kimball will get thrown out of office, but only a less than 3% chance of suicide. So it's just the fact that he just does all these projections and calculations and you know, kind of predictions for how things are going to go, and you know, he certainly seems to be pretty accurate in his predictions a lot of the time. He was certainly accurate in his prediction of the nuclear war happening, and you know, I don't think that has been retconned by the TV show either. I suspect he came to that conclusion and then attended that meeting and, you know, basically learned that Vault-Tec were pretty determined to make sure that the end of the world happened one way or another. So that's certainly my kind of view on that, and the fact that, you know, he predicts Kimball's going to visit Hoover Dam, and you know, there's a very high chance he's going to get assassinated by the Legion, which again makes sense. That's something, I mean, there were several people I think were tasked with attempting to assassinate a certain man with a funny moustache in the 1940s, you know, who I'm referring to there. You know, that's a tactic that is used during wartime, is to, you know, potentially assassinate important people, you know, leaders, politicians, generals, all that kind of thing. And I think it's quite interesting that House is basically, he seems to have this really powerful ability to, you know, it's probably a case of kind of pattern recognition and a good understanding of statistics and how people work as well. You know, he does have a knowledge in, you know, what people are like, and the fact that he knows just how to exploit them to make money, which we know he did, you know, well before the bombs. The fact that, you know, he had, by the time he was 30 years old, he was worth $30 billion, which, you know, in the Fallout universe, there's obviously, by the time the bombs fall, there's an awful lot of inflation. You know, when the Giddy Up Buttercup toy is costing $200,000, you know, that kind of thing. But even so, amassing 30 billion by the time he's 30 years old is just insane. And it really speaks to the kind of person that Mr. House is, that he has this analytical mind, and he can predict and calculate probabilities, and he can then make projections and figure out how things are going to go. So, you know, in terms of investments, say, you know, that's something that would really be helpful, that, you know, he would know what companies are worth investing in. You know, he maybe felt it was worth his time to invest quite a bit into Vault-Tec, including licensing some of his tech, some of his products like the Pit Boys, to Vault-Tec to be used, because the Pit Boys, I mean, their main function really, you know, from a game mechanic point of view, is to give you a menu, but, you know, in universe, these things were used for all sorts of things. You know, it's a Geiger counter on it, it has GPS, so you can use it as a map. Storing information, you can download things, you can get the radio on it, all these kinds of things. And we see in the TV show that you know, that's used within the vault for all kinds of things, and for messages and stuff like that. So but that's all Robco tech. All the computers you see, all the terminals are all Robco tech as well. So he's a big name, and he has really you know, he's really kind of set things up just so, and things in this area would look a lot different if the platinum chip had arrived just a day earlier, because it was supposed to be delivered on the afternoon of the 23rd of October, and then obviously the bombs fell that morning, so it was literally just not even 24 hours, and just that wee bit too early for him to fully protect Vegas and to upgrade his operating system for his entire network and things. So it's yeah, it's an interesting one, and the fact that, you know, he says, oh, we're going to go and do something about that monorail. So the monorail that obviously NCR laid claim to, that went between McCarran and the Strip. So because that's something in Vegas in real life, there's actually, certainly when I was there was a couple of monorails around. You know, there was one that went between the Luxor and a couple other hotels, I can't remember which ones now. You know, and you just kind of, it just went back and forward and you just jumped on it. It was, you know, it was amazing. I was fascinated by the fact that they had outdoor escalators as well, because that doesn't tend to work as well here in Scotland just because of the rainfall that we get, whereas obviously Vegas is in the middle of a desert. So you know, it's the fact that you had like half an inch of snow when I was there, and everything was just cancelled, and it was mind-blowing. People were just so shocked that, like, this is the worst snow we've seen in 30 years, and it's like, this I wouldn't think twice about driving in that amount of snow, because it was so little, but it's what you're used to, I guess. But yeah, I think House, he's a very interesting character, and I'm going to do a little kind of biopic on him. I think that's going to be something to look at. So looking at his history, because he was orphaned when he was 2 years old. His parents died in a freak accident, something to do with a gyroscope and lightning and things. I need to look it all up, but and then his half brother Anthony House cheated him out of his inheritance and took over the business, which is the H&H Tools. So you might actually see that pop up on this in the background of all the credits here. So, and you can actually go there and you can learn a bit about Anthony House, and he became extremely paranoid and germophobic, which is interesting because Mr. House is based on Howard Hughes, who was a guy that amassed a lot of money, and he became extremely paranoid and germophobic. So it's interesting that, you know, his brother took on that sort of aspect of it, and then there's a whole thing. So if you go to the factory, and it's maybe a place that I'll explore when I'm doing that video about Mr. House, and you can learn a bit more about what happened there. And there was supposed to be, there was a cut quest that involved going there that was something to do with the Lucky 38, and that you had to go to H&H Tools factory, but they cut that out of the game, so it's kind of non-cut content. But it's just really, really interesting, because obviously we saw Mr. House in the pre-war flashbacks in the TV show as well, and I say obviously this is a kind of spoiler, but it's been a couple of months, so I feel like it's okay now to talk about it. But We see at the very end that Hank is heading for Vegas. And the ghoul and Lucy seem to be intending to follow him. It's very heavily implied. I think we can be safe to assume that season 2 is going to take place around Vegas, and it'll be interesting to see what form that takes, because that's obviously, 15 years after these events, so 2296. So a lot can change in 15 years. I mean, whatever ending they decide is kind of the canon ending for Vegas, or whether they even sort of definitively pick an ending. Obviously a lot could have changed kind of since then, and I think that's the thing, that's maybe the difficulty. There is H&H Tool Company, so that is a location in the game you can visit, but I think it'll be interesting to see how they kind of play it, because it's the thing, and it's the thing that everybody loves about New Vegas. Anybody that's a fan of this game, it's the fact that you, more than any other Fallout game, you can really make this your own thing. You can do as much as you want, you can do as little as you want, you can kill anybody you meet, you can finish the entire game without killing a single soul or robot or creature. You can, you can complete the entire game without killing anything. You've got 4 options for choosing sides with, and even within that there's different approaches. I say I do want to try a fun playthrough to really kind of do as much damage to the Legion as possible, and then actually finish the game on the side of the Legion anyway, just to see how crazy it can get and how nonsensical it can get. But the fact that you have the flexibility to do that, and House is a bit more restrictive, that he isn't gonna tolerate the Brotherhood's existence in the Mojave, and they'd originally planned that you could sort out an agreement between the Brotherhood and Mr. House, but they decided to cut that out because it just didn't make sense, and you can see why. I mean, House has got this technology that he's kept himself alive for nearly 300 years, and he will continue to do so, in the fact that even in this life support pod he can still control his entire network, and he can control the Securitrons and all the rest of it. So that, certainly in the Brotherhood's eyes, is dangerous technology, and it's something that they wouldn't want anybody to be able to access that. So it's very unlikely that the Brotherhood would tolerate Mr. House's continued existence, and he knows that, so he says that there's no choice. The Brotherhood just have to go, they have to be destroyed. So you don't have a choice in that. Whereas with Yes Man, that gives you all the flexibility, because you can just say, yep, I've met the Brotherhood, I don't care. I've met the Boomers, I don't care about them. I've met the Cans, I don't care about them. You can do what you like, but and you can see, I mean, I definitely haven't had a good ending, because I'm literally focusing on the storyline, the main story here. I'm not doing a lot of like side quests and things. So we see that the Kings got wiped out, the town of Novak basically got wiped out by the ghouls. That might have been because I kind of started Come Fly With Me, but didn't finish it because I went into the building because I was looking for stealth boys. Not sure, but so it wasn't really a great ending, but it was interesting, and it was interesting actually fighting the Legate instead of talking him round, even if he did get the better of me the first time, because he's I forgot that sword thing that he's got is I think it's got like knockback ability, and unfortunately once he knocked me down there wasn't really much I could do about it. But we got him the second time, even if he did disappear into an alternate universe or something. I'm still not sure. I'll need to watch the recording back to see if I can make any sense of what happened there, because I shot him in vats, and then misfortune showed up, and then everything was on fire. So I really don't know what happened there. That was quite funny, but yeah. So that's the Mr. House ending, and my kind of perspective, and I think it's a very interesting one. Possibly just as good for Vegas as a whole as Yes Man is, but you know, the downside is that you wipe out the Brotherhood chapter in the area, and that does mean losing everything that's, you know, that they had in their bunker. You know, that's a lot of kind of power armor and things like that. It's all been destroyed, and potentially other technology, because that's what Brotherhood do, is they hoard it. So, you know, you're kind of destroying all that stuff. And I say, if you don't do any side quests for anybody, then things tend to not go well for a lot of the kind of smaller factions. So, you know, with any RPG, really would encourage you to do side quests and things, because a lot of them are really, really interesting as well. And you can, you know, choose different sides, like even Good Springs, you've got Ghost Town Gunfight, or you've got Run Good Springs Run. So you can, you know, take sides with the town that saved your life and their doctor put you back together after you get shot in the head and things, or you can say to hell with this and sign up with the powder gangers and kill everybody. Yeah. So that wraps us up for the Mr. House ending. So next up, I think I'll look at doing the Legion side of things, and then we'll do the NCR last, because the NCR is the one that's kind of the most involved, I would say. They want kind of control over everything, but the Legion is quite interesting as well. So we'll pick up with that next time. But that's it from me and from Mr. House, and we'll catch you next week with some more of the whole story of Fallout New Vegas. So thanks for watching. Bye.